Career home run number 450 for Giancarlo Stanton. Just how would you describe him as a hitter?
Dangerous. Dangerous, man. It's dangerous.
Is that Giddy Boon? I've never seen it. I've seen Mad Boone. I've seen Obstinate Boone. I've seen Dopey Boone. I've seen Baboon. I've seen Coy Boone. I don't think I've ever seen Giddy Boon.
This is third out here with Alex Jackson.
Finish off 7 terrific and
2-2. Swung on and missed. 7 outstanding innings by Carlos Rodón.
Through what Stanton went through last winter, this spring, was there a time where you wondered if you'd get anything out of him because he had been in so much pain?
Yeah, the double sprains from the States, from Stanton. That's what I was talking about.
No, honestly, I was pretty optimistic. I just didn't know when. You know, I did feel like he...
Liar, you're lying, Bubbles. Baboon, baboon, you're lying. I can tell when he's lying. He starts touching his nose immediately. You see that? That's a telltale sign. Hey, Aaron Boone, never play poker because your tail sign is terrible. Whenever Aaron Boone lies at a post-game press conference, he literally goes right to his nose and smushes it into his face like we don't know. We don't let anything by right here. New York Minute Sport.
Games without a home run. Fly ball deep right. Jackson back on the track. At the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run over the high scoreboard.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees take care of business in Baltimore and Rodón shuts down the Birds. We've got highlights. We got Aaron Boone's postgame press conference. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk for sports nuts.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Yankees take care of business in Baltimore tonight, and the story was none other than Carlos Rodón, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Trusty. That's why I want to see Carlos Rodón as the number one starter in a series starting the postseason, because he proved it again tonight. Mr. Reliable. Carlos Rodón has the most quality starts out of any pitcher in the American League with 17 this year. He's about third or fourth in Cy Young ranking, and this guy is paying dividends. How many people thought that he was going to be in the Kevin Brown, Randy Johnson free agent acquisition trash heap? Because I did after the first year, and guess what? Maybe the beard policy affected some guys good. Low-lev Dev, not so much. This year, Carlos Rodón proved why Brian Cashman spent so much money on him, $165 million for 6 years, and we thought it was going to be an albatross of a contract, and we were wondering and scratching our heads what Brian Cashman saw in Carlos Rodón. But this year, you are starting to see the pitcher he was on the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago White Sox when he threw a no-hitter. This guy is money, and the reason you throw him as your number one starter in the playoffs is because Max Fried is the stopper. He's 12-3 after a loss with a 1.71 ERA this year after a loss. So I'm saying put Rodón, put Fried second. Because you know what? Carlos Rodón doesn't gas out in innings anymore. He doesn't have that one meltdown inning. And in fact, he's pitched really well in big spots, and that's been the caveat with him the whole time. I couldn't understand when he first got here. He shaved his face and his whole head. I don't know if he got an email that had a typo or something. He didn't have to shave his whole head. It looked like he looked like Private Pyle from Full Metal Jacket. And now he looks comfortable in his own skin. He looks comfortable in the pinstripes. And Carlos Rodón is going to be one of the main reasons and main players in the Yankees postseason run. Another thing that I was thinking today about the New York Yankees is I hear a lot of comments, whether it's Devin, whether it's Aaron Boone, name it. I've heard it this year. You know what I haven't heard from Yankee fans, and this is not a knock on the player. Man, where's Garrett Cole? Man, we're really missing Garrett Cole. Man, this team would be so much better with Garrett Cole. I haven't heard that this year. And the reason I bring that up is that think about where you were when you heard about the injury in spring training and it was doom and gloom and it was over, Johnny. And then the starting pitching of this team has been one of the strengths because Brian Cashman did the Juan Soto pivot with Max Fried. And you know what? Just like football, a number one wide receiver gets helped by a number two wide receiver. And that's what Fried has in a running mate with Rodón. And this is where the Yankees are right now. The Toronto Blue Jays lost tonight. The Yankees are 2 games away from first place. They have a series against the White Sox, and then they close it out against Baltimore. That's a 6-game set. If the Yankees take care of business, which I can see them doing, which I can see them running the table on that, knock on wood, they are going to put the pressure on the Toronto Blue Jays, okay? Now, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, they're starting to heat up. Our big bats are starting to also get into playoff form, and that's exactly what we need. Cody Bellinger was lights out. Anthony Volpe, we got to talk about him. He was hitting the ball all over the place tonight, looking athletic. Trent Grisham was doing his thing. Listen, the Yankees, when they look confident and they're scoring runs in bunches like they did tonight, they are a hard team to beat when they hit the long ball, and especially when Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge hit a home run in the same game. I believe they're 63-2. So that's a good team when all their boppers are bopping. But the big story of tonight is the Yankees gain traction on the Toronto Blue Jays. And guess what? Bassett just went down on the 15-day DL, one of their starting pitchers. And Mad Max Scherzer just got roughed up in his last start. So guess what? The Yankees are going to have to take advantage of the Blue Jays' timely injuries and hopefully make a run for the division. And let's go Yanks, baby. I'm pumped up. Now let's go to Aaron Boone, Bubbles, Buffoon, Babbles' post-game press conference.
Career home run number 450 for Giancarlo Stanton. Just how would you describe him as a hitter?
Dangerous. Dangerous, man. It's dangerous.
I don't think I've ever seen Giddy Boon, but you just did, okay? I don't know what that was. It makes me feel weird inside. Let me know in the comments below. For once, I'm absolutely speechless on the New York Minute Sports Show.
Home run number 450 for Giancarlo Stanton. Just how would you describe him as a hitter?
Dangerous. Dangerous, man. It's dangerous.
He looks like a young man that just asked his little sweetheart out to prom, and she said yes, baby. Look at that Kool-Aid smile. This is what winning does, folks. It turns everything around. Buffoon was a moron a month ago. Now he's a champion, and he's celebrating Giancarlo's 450th career home run. By the way, leads active leading players in home runs, 450. The guy's unbelievable. He's a home run machine. Yes, he has 2 cinder blocks. He has Frankenstein, Herman Munster shoes, but we love him, and he's one of the most clutch Yankees I've ever seen play the game. So congratulations to Giancarlo Stanton. Congratulations to Giancarlo Stanton's lover, Aaron Boone, apparently. Volpe's going to get a little jealous, apparently, but it's good to see the good vibes in the locker room, and it looks like it's good to see Aaron Boone not look like he's in front of a firing squad for once.
The unicorn. I mean, it's so unique how he does it. So unique how routinely hard he hits the baseball. But just a really cool day for him and for us as his teammates. As you know, he just carries.
Side note, wide receiver recruited by USC. All right. Yeah. Yes. He was fast at one point. He could run and he was athletic. Stanton, 183rd home run with the Yankees, tied 22nd in franchise history. He hasn't been here for that long, folks, but guess what? The man knows how to make an impression because Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge have the same amount of postseason home runs. Giancarlo Stanton's have just been timely and a lot louder.
He has so much respect from all of us, just who he is, the way he goes about things in his unique way. He's just an awesome person, awesome teammate, and, still going in what's a Hall of Fame career. And I'm just really excited. It's a big number, 450. It's a big number. And it came in a big 3-run shot in the first. So feel like he's got a lot left, a lot more to go. But really excited for him today.
We ask you so much about the numbers that Aaron Judge puts up, but when you look at Giancarlo's numbers in 70 games, 21 homers, I believe 56 runs batted in, just how do you kind of process that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. I mean,
Listen, Giancarlo's biggest enemy is himself and his health. We all know that. Just imagine if this guy were able to be healthy enough to play all the games in a season, what the numbers that he would be able to put up, and think about where he would be on that home run list if he wasn't getting perpetually hurt all the time. And let me know in the comments below, as of now, do you think that Giancarlo Stanton from the Marlins was a good deal for the Yankees? Do you feel like it paid off for us? Let me know in the comments.
talk about, especially, that probably month stretch he had where it was like, lights out, and it's been massive production.
That's been twice, though, that Giancarlo Stanton has thrown the New York Yankees on his back after Aaron Judge has gotten hurt. It happened after the Dodgers series where he hit his toe on the concrete in the outfield, and it happened this year. And anytime Giancarlo Stanton and the team needs him to step up, he does. And I have to admit, I thought he came back from injury too early when he literally sprained both of his arms cutting a steak. The season's so long you forget about these stories. Do you remember when he strained both of his arms at the same time on a Ruby Tuesday steak? This is how crazy baseball is, and that's why I love it. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe right here, New York Minute Sports.
And, off a really strong year last year, where he was such a presence in our lineup, and, he missed the 1 month in August, but, it was still just a presence in the middle. And then obviously what he did in the postseason, and, starting behind this year, obviously missing the first few months and just coming in and being the presence that he is. And, he's obviously a huge part of what we do.
Carlos Rodón, a big part of what you guys did tonight. Giancarlo mentioned his changeup on the field. Just what stood out to you about the way he was thrown tonight?
His changeup. Him and Max.
Think about this. The big difference for Carlos Rodón, other than feeling comfortable in his own skin, other than not shaving his head like Private Pile, he's incorporated the changeup. He really only had 2 pitches when he came to the New York Yankees, he only relied on 2 pitches, and he only felt comfortable with 2 pitches. But now, since he's incorporated this changeup into his game, and he has that high heat that tips out at about 95, these guys are so off balance, and the batting average against him, opposing batting average, is like 163 this year. He has been lights out, 0 complaints. I used to be the biggest Carlos Rodón hater. Give us a thumbs up in the comments section if you used to be a Carlos Rodón hater and now you're on the Carlos Rodón love train.
The quality of the changeup, and obviously it's become an important pitch for Carlos over the last year, and it was probably as good as I've seen it. He used it a lot, but then had everything else going off it. You see the pitchability, like the pitcher on display now, the sinker, the 4-seam, a little more life at the end of the game when he kind of knows he's towards the end. He reaches back a little bit for more, but the changeup and the slider.
What you have in the New York Yankees is 2 lefties maturing at the same time. And these guys can bounce back notes with each other because, Garrett Cole can give guys tips. But if you have another lefty in there like Carlos Rodón and Max Fried, and this is what Brian Cashman's been doing. I said this on last night's show. He's been getting these guys that are on the uptrend, 28-year-old left-handers. Okay, that sounds great. They just don't fall off of trees. And when they get in the Yankees lab, these guys can work with the pitchers. You see what they've done with the bullpen year after year after year. It's been plug and play as far as starting pitching is concerned. There was only a very small blip at one point when Marcus Stroman was a starter, when we needed him because of injuries. That's the only time the starting pitching has let us down this year. So you have a Max Fried and a Carlos Rodón who are still growing as players. I believe Jazz Chisholm is still developing as a player. So you have guys in their late 20s still getting better. So maybe the development in the farm system's not that hot, but when they get to the big leagues, it looks like it's going well.
Through what Stanton went through last winter, this spring, was there a time where you wondered if you'd get anything out of him because he had been in so much pain?
Yeah, the double sprains from the stakes from Stanton. That's what I was talking about.
No, honestly, I was pretty optimistic. I just didn't know when. I did feel like he.
Liar. You're lying, Bubbles. Baboon. Baboon. You're lying. I can tell when he's lying. He starts touching his nose immediately. You see that? That's a telltale sign. Hey, Aaron Boone, never play poker because your tail sign is terrible. Whenever Aaron Boone lies at a postgame press conference, he literally goes right to his nose and smushes it into his face like, we don't know. We don't let anything by right here. New York Minute Sports.
He would get there. I just wasn't sure of the timeline and whether it was going to be weeks, months, whatever. I feel like he slowly started turning the corner, in the later part of spring and then into the first couple months of the year. So I was confident we'd get him back. But it's good to see that he's come back and obviously been so productive. What he hit 39 homers, 100 ribbies, whatever it may be. And a lot of that they were on him. And I think
so Judge is going to he's going to have another 50 home runs this year. Just a little side note about Aaron Judge. He does get lost, man. His greatness gets lost. When you see a player like this every single day, you almost get used to how good this guy is. This is going to be 4 seasons in a row with 50 home runs, 364 career home runs. He had to deal with the pandemic-shortened season. He got majorly hurt in 2 of those seasons. This guy might be the first natty, natural home run king that we get to see, and you're seeing him wear pinstripes, and it's a throwback to the Mickey Mantles and the Joe DiMaggios and the Babe Ruths and the Roger Marises, and the list goes on and on of prolific home run hitters that have been on the New York Yankees. This guy might be the best I've ever seen do it as far as the home run ball is concerned. Let me know in the comments below. Old-timers, new-timers, let me know. Do you agree that Aaron Judge is the most prolific home run hitter that you've seen ever in your lifetime on the New York Yankees? Because he's getting into some rarefied air and the WAR and the average, and he's just not a home run hitter anymore, folks. He's completely changed his game. So tomorrow, okay, I'm thinking about not even watching the Jet game. So we got the Yanks O's at 1:35 in Baltimore tomorrow. The Yankees need this win. 3-1 in the 4-game set. Hopefully Toronto bites the big one, and the Yankees with a win tomorrow maybe get a game away from the division. Because the Yankees with the first-round bye, I think that would be great for this team. Let Giancarlo Stanton rest. Let the aches and pains go away. Let ice down the bruises. Get a couple of brewskis in you. Enjoy the season. But the postseason, guys, we only got 6 games left in the regular season after tomorrow, and I'm going to have you covered right here. New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.